are we all in agreement that the tier 1 of NFL quarterbacks, in whatever order you have them, is Mahomes, Lamar, Allen, and Burrow? I think that's good. I think that's equally the top 4.
I have a spicy one for number 5, but that's just neither.
Oh, who's 5?
I think
who you got at 5? 5 is a question mark for me.
Scott, you're not gonna like this, but no, it's Justin Herbert. Like, he's a dog. Let's be crystal clear. Justin Herbert can make any throw on the football field. He was handcuffed by an idiot head coach. Like, he is a great quarterback. Justin Herbert is a dog. Okay.
I'm not going to let recency bias cloud my judgment.
No, not even today. I said that last year. Back when Buddy was still blowing games in the fourth quarter.
By the way, Chargers season ticket holder Dante, by the way.
Not a coincidence, but I mean, yes. That is my guy.
But speaking of the quarterbacks, actually a nice pivot to the next part of this conversation. Because I saw somebody tweet this morning that, oh man, well, no matter how last games went, it's you have to agree that it's Allen and Josh, whichever way you put it, as far as Allen and Lamar, no matter which way, it's the top 2 quarterbacks. Look, I'm gonna say this about Pat. Do I think that Allen and Lamar have had better regular seasons the last 3 years? Yes. But there is a phrase from the greatest television show of all time, Omar Little, surprisingly from Baltimore, Maryland. If you come at the king, you bet not miss. None of them dudes are taking out the king yet. So I understand. It's kind of like the LeBron thing. Like, LeBron wasn't MVP every year. LeBron wasn't the number 1 player in the NBA every year, just going off statistics. But you knew he was the best player in the NBA. Now, there was a couple times he got his crown knocked off, but outside of the Warriors, didn't happen that much. So until somebody in the AFC takes Mahomes' crown off his head, I don't really care what kind of seasons Allen and Lamar having. I'm still going Pat, and I always ask this question: if your life is on the line and you need one quarterback, there's only one quarterback in the history of this sport I'm taking over Patrick Mahomes, and he happens to be in the booth calling games and owns the Las Vegas Raiders. That's the only person. I still think Pat is that guy, but Pat has accomplished so much that, as crazy as it sounds, nothing he does really excites us anymore. Courtney, am I off on that, or do you think that he has fallen down a little bit?
I mean, I really, really, really try, and this is someone who lost fantasy twice this week in both my leagues. I try not to overreact in week 1. That being said, I don't know if I'm ready to give, like, just to pass the crown, like you said, to anybody else, just because, again, it's week 1. Chiefs defense didn't look great. And I know we had the discussion about Jalen Hurts last week and, the circumstances needing to be perfect for him in order to be, a successful quarterback. Depending on what direction and trajectory this Chiefs team goes, hell, one might say the same thing about Patrick by the end of the season. The circumstances need to be perfect. He needs more weapons. We saw how the offense kind of fell apart once Xavier Worthy was done. And I'm not saying Xavier Worthy is some incredible receiver, but, like, again, maybe the circumstances.
Well, I can't even call it perfect sync. I think you can argue that Keon Coleman is better than damn near every wide receiver that Patrick Mahomes has at his disposal. I don't even know if that's completely hot take. Yeah.
I don't even think that's controversial.
Yeah, no, not at all. I'm about to say Crenshaw Brown. We need to get him up out of here. I can't call him Hollywood.
No, we can't even No, we can't even disrespect Crenshaw. Rancho Cucamonga Brown. That's who he is.
Terrible.
Yeah, terrible. So, but I do think that, Pat has just done so much. And I do believe that he did benefit from stronger rosters. Even with these quote unquote weaker rosters, he's still making the Super Bowl. Like, all these teams in the AFC who have better rosters have yet to beat him. He went to Lamar's house 2 seasons ago, beat him with Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and then last year beat the Bills in them. So it's like he still finds a way. Now it's gonna be a little different, and I think the second half of this chapter. Like, the one thing we see about Brady, which I don't think enough people talk about, is he went 10 years without a Super Bowl. Now, of course, he went to a couple Super Bowls, lost to the Giants twice, lost to the Eagles. But there's a second era of New England Patriots football where it's Brady, Belichick, and you got Gronkowski. You got that double murderer who's in hell right now. You had everybody over there in that area. And it was a little different than the first three-peat. The first three-peat was built on defense. This one was mainly built on offense. You know what I'm saying? And I want to know if and when Andy Reid steps away, what's that going to look like? That I think is an interesting conversation, man. Catch I'm Not Gonna Hold You, hosted by Scott Lewis every Monday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, only on HNB Media and the Barbershop Network.